Hey all, welcome. Hope you're all doing good. So this is a tutorial in which we are going to create small text, small buttons inside the box layout. So the difference between here we are using QBoxLayout. So to make sure that the buttons that we are inserting is inside that particular box, and it will be there in that particular box, so it will not stretch out. So let's go ahead and start with the coding part. So what happened over here is, as you can see, I have imported certain things which I'm going to use, which is the log button box. Then we have the QV box layout, which is the main thing which we are going to use it right now. So let's go ahead to make sure to insert the buttons in vertical. So we are using QV box layout. So we have another box layout as well, which is QH box layout, which is horizontal box layout. So we have imported the stuffs and then we imported the system which is this, and we have created the class dialog and inserted the queue dialog which we have imported. So let's start off with the coding part. So what I'm going to do now is inside this class I'm going to create a variable called number grid rows and keep it as 3. Followed by what I'm going to do, I'm going to create one more variable called number of buttons and insert it as 4. Then inside this init and so next to super dialog, I'm going to create a variable called b1 and use the q push button to insert it inside the box layout. So I'm going to term this as button 1. Then followed by what I'm going to do, I'm going to use b2 as the second variable and use again the q push button. And term this as button 2. Okay. So the next thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the B3 and term this as button 3. Here we go. So we did that. The next thing what I'm going to do is the fourth button, which is B4. I'm going to term this as Q push button. And we can term this as button 4. So here we go. So the next thing what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a variable called main layout, and inside this let's use the QV box layout, which is a vertical one, and after that let's use this main layout which we have created now and use the dot operator and use add widget, followed by inside that let's pass on the first variable which is b1 which we have created. Similarly, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use again main layout which we have created and use the add widget and pass on the b2. Here we go. So we did that, and again I'm going to use main layout and use the add widget, followed by I'm going to pass on the b3 variable. Okay, so let's use it again. Use the main layout dot add widget and pass on the b4, the fourth button. So after doing this, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the self keyword, followed by I'm going to use set layout, and inside this I'm going to pass on the main layout which we have created. So after doing this, so let's set the window title as an example. I'm going to provide a form layout. Okay, so this is done. So this is the main method which we commonly use in all of the programs. We have app dialog and sys.exit. So these are the three command lines. So here we go. We have written all the codes. So all the steps have been defined. We have created the four buttons. So what is the expected output of running the program? Layout will be created, and which is a vertical box layout. Inside that we'll be having four buttons, or like vertically arranged. So this is going to be uh, like a showing of four buttons inside the for the QE box layout. Here we go. So similarly, we have something called QH box layout as well. It has its own separate thing when compared to QB box layout. So let's go ahead and now run the program and check for the output. So we are going to run the program now. Let's go ahead and run the program. So here we go. As you can see, four buttons have been created inside this form layout, which I have defined as the caption as form layout, and it has been vertically set. So the four buttons are set in the vertical form. So button 1, button 2, you have the button 3 and button 4. So this is the use of, by using the QE box layout, we set the buttons vertically. So one more stuff we have called QH box layout that has a separate functionality. So this is how we create the buttons, like if you want to set it vertically by using the QB box layout. So this is an example of a box layout. So hope the session was clear. Try to run this code and try to add on some more things to perform certain actions. So by using the above code, you can run the program. So that's it for today. Hope the session was clear, and I'll be coming with more creative steps in the coming tutorials. Thank you for joining. Bye, guys.